Hey everyone, hopefully you can hear me. We haven't live streamed for a while, so I'm a bit rusty, even though it's only been a couple of weeks. Actually, I can't remember the last time we live streamed. Was it before the Arrow finale, or did we stream the week after that? I think we might have streamed the day before the Flash finale. Maybe. I might be wrong, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'll just fix all this. Sorry, it'll be on this orange screen for just a tiny second longer. I just got to change something up here. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, it was before the Flash finale, wasn't it? I thought it was. Thank you, Abby, for that. I thought it was the Flash finale, but we haven't streamed. We didn't stream like after that, and then early this week. So we missed like 2 streaming sessions, if you want to call it. But you know, the shows really weren't on, so it's not like there was too much to talk about. Okay, I fixed that. All sweet, so I can take this off. There we go. Okay, sweet. Once again, for the people that are here early in the stream, the boxes over there, I have literally nowhere else to put them. They have to be there. There's literally nowhere else for them to go. So give me a bit of slack in regards to that. It's a distraction. It looks pretty messy, but that's literally the only place I can put them at this current time, where they're not getting in the other way of other things that need to be taken out on a more daily basis. And I think Maury wrote it. Hopefully that's the correct way to pronounce your name. Someone said, hey, what's with the beard? Yeah, I know, it's going on, it'll be Sunday. Yeah, it'll be Sunday it's going. I was going to say it was going Monday, but it'll actually be Sunday afternoon. But if I was to stream on Monday, then it would be gone. But yeah, so if you can and if anyone maybe asks that in the chat, maybe leave that as a reply. It's going on in 2 days time, I guess. So what was I going to say? So yeah, we'll just stream. I don't know how long we'll stream for. Probably the usual hour. Maybe a bit longer. We'll just see how it goes. But yeah, if you want to, we'll get into the general proceedings of the streams. Be nice in the chat. No over the top insults or whatever it might be. Just be nice and civil in the chat. Have a good time for however long it is that we stream. If you want to help support the channel, you can do what Sam just did then. We'll get to Sam's super chat in a second, which is, well, you can support the channel by super chatting, which is by clicking, can't even see it on my screen because I'm blind today. There's super chat, which is a little like dollar emblem. You click that, send a super chat, drag out whatever. Jesus Christ. Oh, whatever. Anyway, just type in that. I think they increased the amounts. Jesus Christ. I don't think anyone's going to be doing goddamn $500. Jesus Christ. Who does this? Google, super chat. YouTube, one of the two. You can do that. If you can't super chat because some countries and I think devices can't do it, you can click the link at the top of the description which says streamlabs.com/Pagey, and you can donate through those means. And yeah, and then also my social medias in the description below and different links. Check them all out if you are curious and have the time, I guess. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Yeah, Mark wrote, super chat is kind of not that reliable. Streamlabs is the preferred donation thing because super chat's just easier. I guess it appears on stream, but Streamlabs is the much preferred one for a lot of what do you call them, streamers and stuff. It's the preferred thing for donations for streamers. I think that's the best way that I could word it, I think. Anyway, so we'll just jump into some of these super chats and we'll take any questions. I'm not too sure what questions you guys would have. Maybe stuff from videos I've made over the past couple of days because I was going to say, just because sometimes I might not be able to answer your question in the comment section of those various things. I need to pull my Streamlabs up so I can see that I'm looking at the camera. Let me just push this down a bit. So Sam with the $2 super chat, thank you very much for that, Sam. How's the move? Well, that's getting evidence of it. I can't really put it anywhere because I'm going to need that crap soon enough. So, what's the date? It's the 1st of June. So actually, I may as well mention that. It's the first day of winter. This is a bit of a segue. It's the first day of winter. I woke up and I was freezing. It's 8 degrees this morning. If you're in America, you might be like, oh, Paige, that's not that cold. In Australia, 8 degrees is I'm freezing. I'm freezing my limbs off. They're about to fall off. I walked outside and I was like, nope, came straight back in. No outdoors for me for about another couple of hours until it starts to warm up because no way. I've closed all my windows. I'm wearing slippers. I never wear slippers. It's cold. But yeah, the move, it's good. I've got I know some of you guys might know, I'm waiting till I get, because I don't have a car at the moment, so I'm waiting to get my new car, which would allow me to move. So I'm just waiting for that to happen next week. and then I can actually organize my move. And I'm actually interested because when it happens, I might get your guys' help in regards to how I set everything up, because I don't want to spoil it now because it could look really cool to set up, but that's why I'm sort of looking for like the right place, because I need like a place where I can set everything up correctly, if that's the best way to put it. But yeah, I can update you guys on that in the next couple of weeks. Isn't it 7:30 a.m.? It's like what, 20 past 7 roughly. And it's freezing. I'm cold at least. I live in Queensland, which is usually hot. So even if it gets like slightly cold, I'm freezing. Viviana with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Viviana. Thank you for my Vine. Thank you for the Vine. Sorry, my savior. Yeah, so I think Viviana's referring to that video I posted on Twitter the other day, which is basically the Flash season 4 if it was Vines. So all the like the big Vines and stuff from when Vine was popular, and then, you know, made it to like time with the Flash, if that makes sense. Someone did point about the chat glitching. Look, I've given up trying to fix it. I don't know what it is. I saw who was streaming. I was going to say it was the DC TV show, but he doesn't put the chat on his screen. It might have been Eric that did it, and he was glitching a bit the last time he streamed. So I don't know if it's a Streamlabs thing or it's just a weird thing that happens. I don't know. Anyway, Neil with the £2. Thank you very much for that, Neil. Is Cicada and Vandal Savage similar? Well, they're similar in the like the thing of like they're immortal. Like that's their comparison and their similarity, but they're different in regards to like how they become immortal. Like Vandal Savage is just immortal from how he initially, you know, became immortal, if that makes sense. You know, that the comet or whatever it was, or the asteroid, whatever you want to call it. But Cicada gets immortal like in stages. So he's not like technically immortal. He makes himself immortal because every single time he kills someone, he gets 100 years of life. So it just adds on. So it gets to the point like if he kills 20 people, he's going to live for 2,000 years, which, you know, you would call someone immortal basically. I think if someone's living for like 400 years, they're immortal. But yeah. Sue with the $10. Pagey rocks. Thank you very much for that, Sue. Very much appreciated. You've always help the stream, so thank you very much for that, Sue. Thank you very much for that, Sue. Hopefully you're having a good day. What the hell's going on with... Okay, sorry, I thought my chat had just like stopped. And then Neil with the £2. Thank you very much for that, Neil. It is my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Neil. Everyone drop a happy birthday in the chat for Neil. He's always here with the chats and stuff like that, so thank you very much for that, Neil. Hopefully you... Well, I'm guessing you had a good birthday, because I'm guessing it's night. Where you are because of the pounds. So I'm guessing you're in Europe or England or something. So I'm going to, I guess it's already been your birthday and it's the night time of that said birthday. Lorenzo dropped in the chat, will Killer Frost return? Well, yeah, they've said that next season's basically going to be fairly big for Killer Frost. Now, they did say that like earlier this season and they lied. So whether that actually happens, we'll have to wait and see. But the fact that they've said we're going to have like an origin story and stuff like that is exciting, and it's something I'm very much looking forward to. I'm just hoping that they actually give it the time that's needed for it. You know, I'd rather just them not bother with it if it's going to be half-assed. I'd rather just do Caitlyn, like just do Caitlyn if you portray Caitlyn in something in another way. You know, instead of just half-assing an origin story for her, I'd rather than be like that's a solid focus of her story or a solid focus of the season is that origin story for Killer Frost. Because it's definitely one of the more interesting things going into next season. Killer Frost is coming for you, that's why it's so cold. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm freezing at the moment. I even have my window closed, which usually my room gets... this room I'm in at the moment gets really warm. Even if it's really cold outside, it gets really warm really quickly. Don't know why. I think it's because the sun's always on it. But at the moment, it is freezing. I feel like I'm in an ice box and the window's closed. But yeah, hopefully it warms up. Neil Matthews with the £2. It's coming up June 1st. Oh, okay. Well, it's June 1st for me. First day of winter. It will be first day of summer, I'm guessing. First day of summer in England, in like Northern Hemisphere. I don't know. I'm not too sure what goes on there. Okay, well then happy birthday for tomorrow, Neil. So I'm guessing it's going to be a birthday in like a couple of hours, I guess. If not, like 1 hour. Not too sure. Let me know in the chat when your birthday exactly is in regards to hours. Because I'm just trying to do off the world clock in my head and trying to figure out what the time zones are. Hashtag get warm Pagey. Look, I'll take them off. Like, these are the most cringy slippers ever as well. Can you? Will you be able to read them? Yeah. Okay, so this is what they say. Caution, hot stuff. Yeah, I know. But what would you expect on slippers? You know what I mean? And they're not very thick as well, but you know what? I get warm pretty quickly, so they don't have to be that thick, I guess, to keep my feet warm. Okay, Elemental Protector coming in with the most gracious of entry messages. Hi, sorry I was late, taking a shit. Thank you very much for that, Elemental Protector. It's something that we really needed to know. Sorry, I just got to fix up my chat now. Any news on the big bad for next season? Well, we just had that, what do you call that? Casting description that they let out, like, what was it, about a week ago? So, yeah, that's basically it. But what we have Comic-Con in like a month and a half, roughly. So I'm guessing in the next month or something, we'll get more information about all of that. So I think it's just something that we're going to have to wait and see. However, if they do release more casting descriptions, which might give us a hint as to what they're doing. Like, if they start casting maybe followers and stuff, then we should just expect it's going to be Cicada because of his Cicada cold. But we'll have to wait and see, obviously. $5 from Sam. Whoever wants Pagey to throw a goatee, to grow a goatee, for Arrow Season 7, say I in the comments. Well, the thing is that I could easily, because this is only like, I think about it, some of my videos, this is only like maybe 2 weeks worth of growing, maybe just 2 weeks. So it's not hard for me to grow facial hair, so I could easily do it. If you, honestly, for Arrow Season 7 Episode 1 review, I could literally do the goatee thing if you wanted me to. Don't know how good it would look, but it could happen. Trust me, I could do it. Sorry, I just saw something. Last time I asked, you were evil. Are you still evil? Am I evil? Why am I evil? I can't remember that, Maury. Can you shout out to my boy Jay Garrick? Well, shout out to your boy Jay Garrick. Paul in the chat dropping the... Oh, Paul's got a photo with him and Candace Patton. I think it's... I can't see. I'm just assuming it's Candace Patton. I'm going to say it's Candace Patton. My sister thinks you're hot. Well, I'll take that as a positive then. Double L Bumblebee. Sorry, I couldn't read for a second. Hi, L'Oreal. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. L'Oreal in the chat. Hello, Faye. Hello, Kevin as well, joining in the chat. Neil Matthews, it is in 1.5. Okay, so 1.5 hours until Neil's birthday. So we gave him a bit of a early happy birthday, but any happy birthday is better than no happy birthday, I guess. Thank you, X-Criminal, X-High. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I'm guessing the X's are just meant to be like sort of like a space almost. But anyway, $20 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Criminal. I'm just going to call you Criminal. Hopefully that's okay, not offensive. Thank you very much for that. Notice me, Senpai. Well, Criminal, you've been noticed. You've been noticed, Criminal. Thank you very much for that, for supporting the channel and the stream as well. So thank you very much for that. Everyone drop a, I don't know, a yay in the comments, in the stream chat for Criminal. I know that's probably the best way to put it. I don't know. I was just going to put an emoji, but it's just annoying for everyone to go to the emojis and try and do it. I think just typing in yay is much better and much easier. So thank you very much for that, Criminal, for supporting the channel. James Annenberg with the RIP Lance. Hashtag spoiler alert, possibly, if you haven't watched Arrow, but it's been like a couple of weeks, so I don't think it matters too much. Yeah, it's interesting to see how what next season's going to be like, because I thought Lance was always like a... He was, whenever he came on screen, he always gave good scenes. So they got to. It's not like they killed off a character who was just like there a lot of the time, but has been there for a while. So it's just one of those ones where they've got to make up for him not being there, like those good scenes that he was always in. So yeah. Well, Mark just dropped a very interesting. God, sorry, you know it's winter, so I'm getting a bit of a sore throat. Mark just dropped a really interesting comment in the stream chat. He goes, will you do any gaming streams during the breaks between seasons? So obviously we're in that break now between the seasons. When I move, I used to have an Elgato because I used to do a gaming channel. Some of you guys might know that, like back in the day. But then I got rid of it because I didn't need it. So it was just sitting there and I could easily get like $100 odd for it. So I just sold it because I was never going to use it. I might get another one and stream like games, whether it's, you know, the cliche one like Fortnite, but any other stuff. The question is, if because I want to do that, but the question is, should I stream it on this channel and do it like these streams where they don't save to my channel? They're just basically like, if you're here to watch it, you can watch it. Should I do the streams like that, or should I stream the games on Twitch? Which way do you think is better to do it? Just on here, or do it on Twitch and then, just get some of you guys to go over there, or is it just easy to watch it on YouTube and just make it a like a stream that doesn't stay on the channel? Just like if you're there, you get to watch it, you get to enjoy it, you get to talk and stuff like that, and then it goes away. So YouTube or Twitch? Just let me know on the stream chat. Again, I'll scroll up in a second. I'll just get to this super chat from Indong We Trust. Wonderful name there with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Indong. What if Nora and Dawn are the same person and saving her father, Barry, changed her name when she was born? That's a possible theory. There are a couple of... I don't know if I've necessarily heard that one. That might be a new one I've heard, but I think I've heard something similar to that. And I can't remember what that theory was that was similar to that. But that could make sense. That is a possibility that could make sense. But it's hard to tell with the Flash because... people always say this in my video. They say, Pagey, can you stop doing theory videos? Because sometimes you give us a better option as to what they're actually going to do. Which I can understand, but I have the liberty of seeing what they've done throughout the season. And also not having the risk of like, what issues it might have in the future. I have the the liberty and advantage of that. So it is harder for the writers. Like everyone has a go at the writers. I do as well. There's poor writing there. But when it comes to the big things, sometimes they either have to play it safe or do like a weird thing, just so it helps events later on in the show's run, not just the season, but just the show's run. But I think the safe option with that whole Nora thing, as I said in my video yesterday, I think it was, is that it's just the same person, but it's an older version of the one that we saw throughout the other points in the season. I think that's the safe option that the CW will go with, and it's just like because it means that like that Nora that came through the door has experienced the effects of time travel, but now it's too late to go and fix it because stuff is cemented in the timeline and she can't mess around with that period anymore, so she has to come back to another period in time to try and get obviously her father's help with mending the timeline because he seems to be an expert at it. I need to get a haircut. This piece of hair that keeps coming down in front of my eye is really annoying. I'm scrolling up just to see the response to the whole YouTube Twitch thing. YouTube here, YouTube. I think the majority seems to be saying YouTube. There's some Twitches in there. Do both Twitch and YouTube. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. I guess if I wanted to do it, actually that's probably a good thing that someone's actually brought up. Like the thing is, if I was doing it at this time, which would be pretty damn rare if I was playing games at this time in the morning, but it's a possibility, especially if my sleep schedule ended up ridiculous or something like that. It would make sense if it was like later at night, do it on Twitch because just so like, and also if maybe I was uploading a video around this time, it'd be silly if I wanted to stream and then just sort of like bury that video. So maybe streaming on Twitch is another option. But as I said, I'll plan it out in the next like month and a half, and hopefully, probably around Comic-Con, I'll probably start doing the streaming. But also, let me know in the chat, what games would you want? Someone said Injustice 2. I don't have Injustice 2 at the moment. I did have it, and I traded it in after a week because I just wanted to finish the oh, sorry for that. Finish the I was going to say campaign, but I guess it's story mode. But what other game? There's like, I don't know. There'd be obviously Fortnite would be one, but obviously that'd be like online and stuff. But I guess there could be some single player stuff that you wouldn't mind me playing as well. But that's for then. But we can just sort of decide it when we get closer to the day. The State of Decay 2, is that a good game? Because I saw it when I went to EB Games the other day to get a I'll show you. I had to go get like a play and charge kit because for some reason my other rechargeable battery just died. Don't know why. I only bought it a couple of months ago. So I had to go buy that, and I saw all the posters for State of Decay, and I think it was already out. But I don't know if it's good. I never played the first one. It's like a zombie game, I'm pretty sure. Fortnite is stupid. Spread the world. Fortnite's fun. The issue is like, will it ever? It needs to, I think, evolve a bit more. But I think it's fun at the moment. Sam with the $10 in the super chat. Thank you very much for that, Sam. So is it Lady Shiva or Cheshire or random? Bringing in Cheshire just for the Roy Hook. Roy Hookup, arc is lame, in my opinion. Lady Shiva wasn't used in Gotham finale, so it's still a possibility, and you got to do goatee, Pag. Yeah, I'll probably do the goatee, but as I said, I'll be, closer to the day. In regards to Lady Shiva not appearing in Gotham, apparently they cut her scene at the end of the season. Without spoiling Gotham when it happens, at the end of Gotham's finale, and everyone that's watched it would know, it's like a sort of like a montage or something of all these different villains, whether they're brand new villains or ones that we've already seen committing like murders or doing crimes and stuff like that. One of the ones that was cut was meant to be like these gang or like I don't know, like these mob people, and this woman was meant to drop and kill them. I don't know what with, I can't remember what it was, but that was meant to be Lady Shiva. That was a scene that was deleted from the episode, or they either didn't film or they deleted because that was in the script for the episode. So whether that means we're going to get Lady Shiva next season, I don't know, or they've just thought we're not going to use her because maybe another show like Arrow could use her better. I don't know. What was the consensus for Pagey doing gaming? I think people were just asking for it. People were asking, like even like on my, if you saw on my community tab a couple of weeks ago, I posted a picture of me getting a victory royale on what do you call it, Fortnite, and people were like, oh, why don't you stream Fortnite? At the moment, I don't have a capture card, and also my internet is good enough to do this streaming, but if I was involving gaming and stuff like that, I don't think it'd be good enough, so when I move, I'd have to get better internet, and it'd be like a better connection. But yeah, so that's when the gaming stuff, that's why I wanted to hold off the gaming. But yeah, I think, back to Sam's super chat, I think bringing Cheshire in just for the Roy hookup, if it's just for that, yeah, it's a bit lame. It would be typical CW, though, if they did that, but they'd have to explain, like, what happened with Roy and Thea. You know, they'd be pretty lame if they went away, oh, they broke up when they were off screen. Like, really? But if it was for another reason that Cheshire came in, that'd be pretty cool. But I don't know, it's going to be hard to tell. I hope it's a comic book character. And if it is a comic book character, you can only have really a few characters associated with that description. But once again, we'll have to wait and see. It's interesting. It's interesting that it's half Japanese, half white. Like if it was just half Asian, half white, they just kept it very vague. Then you could have heaps of options. I think any of those ones would be very viable. But obviously, because it's half Japanese, you'd have to change Cheshire around. But yeah. Neil with the £5. Thank you very much for that, Neil. Is it alright if you could ask the people in the stream to wish me happy birthday? Sorry if it sounds sad. No, it's okay, Neil. So everyone, if you want to drop a happy birthday for Neil in the chat, it'd be much appreciated. Show some support for a fellow subscriber and supporter of the channel and the stream. It'd be awesome if you could do that. Luxman just wrote in the stream, I'm sorry for saying this, but to be honest, your voice doesn't, match with your face. I get that a lot. I don't necessarily know what people mean by it. I haven't got it for a while, obviously, but like when I was first doing like, maybe not the streams, but like reviews and stuff when I had the camera and stuff, a lot of people say, oh, like your voice doesn't match your face and stuff. I'll get into the other super chats in a second. I'm just looking at the other things. So we got a lot of happy birthday Neils dropping in the chat. So happy birthday, Neil. Hope you'll enjoy that. Makita, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. Hopefully Makita, I'm going to say it is. Sorry for mispronouncing that. In the US, there are quite a few that hate Supergirl. Is there a reason for that? Is it just because of like maybe that like Supergirl sometimes goes for that SJW sort of route? Is that why, or is it? I know there was controversy from not this week's episode of Supergirl, but last week's, I think, where there was meant to be some big race relation episode, and it was like the only time they it was the only time they properly used James Olsen this season, and people were really annoyed at it. I don't know if that was necessarily it, but I heard some uproar about it. But yeah, I'm not sure if that's exactly. If anyone wants to let me know in the chat, was that it? It was something around James Olsen and them trying to make it like a race relations episode or something. It was something weird. I haven't watched those episodes yet. I'm still a couple of episodes behind on Supergirl. But it's something like that. Your real name is Alex Page, right? It's actually Alexander Page, if you want to be correct. Or yeah, whatever. I think they feel like Martian Manhunter is not utilized well. Yeah, Martian Manhunter is just like, he's so powerful, but on the show he's just used when it's relevant. When they need him to be powerful, he's powerful. When they need him to be, weak, he's weak. How is Cal? Cal is good. Literally just before I started the stream, I went down and gave him a treat because he was being a good boy and he was just sitting there being nice and quiet. React to Open Your Eyes by Carlos Valdez, aka Cisco. I think I've watched that before because it's a cover of another song. So, but he does a better version of it. Please, I'm getting a little tired of Fortnite because so many YouTube videos of montages. Well, that's the thing. Like, I would be, if I played Fortnite, it'd be me with like some of my mates as well, and like not trying to talk it up, but there is solid banter, because we just take the piss out of each other and just bag each other out. But it's like in like a friendly way. So that'd be funny, I think. If you guys wanted to watch that, if anyone's watched my on, actually, I might. You know what? If anyone has a Twitch account, I'll give my mate a shout out here. If anyone has a Twitch account, if you want to go follow my friend here, I'll link it. It's going to be at the top of the description. So if you refresh the stream, and in like about like a couple of seconds, at the top of the description will be a link to a Twitch account. Click that, and I stream with this guy like a couple of times a week with another mate of mine. So if you want to give him a follow, that'd be awesome, because he's trying to get like Twitch affiliate. So if you give him a follow, I think he's fairly good. It's got similar humor to me, I guess. And I'm on there a lot of the time as well. So if you want to give him a follow, that'd be awesome. And he should probably be starting to stream in like an hour. I think he streams like 9. So if you want to give him a follow, that'd be awesome. But yeah, as I said, if I streamed, it'd just be like some banter between us, and it really wouldn't matter what game we're playing, unless it was just me. If it was just me, then I guess it matters what game we're playing. But if it's with other people, then I don't think it matters too much. Overwatch, do I have Overwatch? I don't have Overwatch the disc. I did, but did I buy it on Xbox when it was on sale? I might have. I have to go have a look. There's games on my Xbox that I don't even know I had, because either got like a code for it from when I bought my Xbox, or they're just games I bought in the past and just forgot about. Okay, so I'll just get into these other super chats. Sorry for that. And there's also, I think, Streamlabs I have to answer as well, which I will get into. Joseph with the $10. Thank you very much for that, Joseph. Oh, Joseph Celeste. I'll get the full name in there. Thank you very much for that, Joe. Pagey, do you think the speedster who helped Barry destroy the satellite was not Nora? The arms of the suit were different compared to the jacket Nora was wearing at the end. Yeah, I saw that, and a lot of people pointed that out. Once again, it's hard to tell, because it's not like it was a quick thing. It was like they focused on it. Like, you got to see the glove, you got to see the different things. Honestly, it could just be like... Honestly, I don't know. The thing is that she might not necessarily wear that jacket when she's a speedster. You know? That could just be a thing that from the future that she wears. Or maybe it's something that she wears when she's just running around normally. But when she's not being like a superhero, if that makes sense. But it is a thing I know a lot of people were, well, not a lot of people, but a decent amount of people were bringing up and going, oh, that does make sense. It's hard really to just, you could say, like, I guess the two options are, yeah, it's someone else, or it's just a different jacket, or it's a different piece that she puts on when she's like, you know, actually fighting crime or something like that. So it's something we're going to have to wait and see, but I think there is two options there. As I said, I prefer if we just have Nora next season. I think it's just much cleaner. It allows the season just to be more focused on a simple storyline, not making things too convoluted like we had in season 3. But yeah, as I said, it's still an option that it could be someone else. Michael just dropped in the chat, have you been to the USA? I went at the end of last year, Michael. So I went to West Side. So I went to I was on like LA, and then I went to Vegas for a couple of nights, and we're just traveling up and down there. So yeah, it was awesome. Want to go back. The thing with America is that, like, you think, oh, I can't wait to have American food, but like Australian food is so much fresher. Like, even like something simple as a McDonald's, the chips taste exactly the same as they do here. The burgers look the same, but the meat in Australia is like so much better. Like, it felt like I was eating cardboard almost in America. Like, if you're American, you like McDonald's and you think it's really good, wait till you try Australian McDonald's. You'd feel like you're eating like a $50 burger or something. It's so much better than the American McDonald's. Neil Matthews with the £2. Any TV show recommendations? iZombie, if you're not watching iZombie, that finished, well, earlier this week. It had its season finale. That was really good. What show am I watching? What shows am I going to be watching? I've got to watch Preacher. I've got to catch up on Preacher. I was going to watch Lucifer, but if it gets cancelled and it doesn't get picked up, I'm not even going to bother touching it, because I hate catching up on shows which just ended. And yeah, that one filmmaker no one knows. I'm catching up on super chats right now, so it should get to yours in like a couple of seconds. But yeah, if anyone has any recommendations for Neil in the chat for good TV shows, let him know in the chat, and Neil have a look. Oh yeah, Legion, I guess, The Gifted. Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that's a good show if you're not watching it. That's gone for a year though, so you should have a decent amount of time to catch up on that, even if you haven't even watched season 1 at all. It's not back for another year, like exactly a year. Jonah with the $10 in the chat, thank you very much for that, Jonah. If Flash begins 4 to 6 months later, how do you think they'll explain what happened in between? I think they should just start from the cliffhanger because it did not end like the other 3 seasons. That's true. It should. The only thing I can think that they will do is do like almost like a, what do you call it? Maybe what Legends did, where Legends picked up straight away where it ended, and it explained a couple of things, and then it cut ahead to where it's present day. That's the issue with these shows. They never pick up right from where they end, like some other shows do. But they sort of have to do that just because it's in a universe. So they sort of have to like line up with the other shows for the most part, maybe give or take a couple of weeks. But they could do, as I said, what Legends did, where they had like a maybe like 5 to 10 minute scene explaining some stuff right after what happened. And then it leads on into present day, where like, you know, they would have it wasn't important necessarily to see the rest of those months, but we'll have to wait and see what they do, because as you said, this ending is different than the other 3 seasons, because like obviously end of season 1 when we led into season 2, the beginning of season 2 was just like, you know, Barry being by himself and Team Flash being separated due to the end of it. Beginning of season 3 was obviously Flashpoint, so Barry had been living in that Flashpoint universe for a couple of months. And then beginning of season 4, we just got the recap that like they've just been fighting crime without Barry, and Barry's been in the Speedforce the whole time. So this is different. Like there's been no like major event and, you know, traumatic event and stuff like that. So yeah. See you, random dude. Hopefully you had a good time in the stream. Neil with the £2. Thanks for wishes my peeps. Obviously he was talking about the happy birthdays in the chat. $2 from that one filmmaker no one knows. What do you think the next crossover will be? Love you. It's going to be the Gotham crossover. Now, it's going to be interesting how it all plays out, because from what I've heard, the crossover is meant to be very Arrow focused. Like it's meant to be very Arrow. Now, I don't know if they mean by Arrow focused, they mean the tone's going to be like Arrow because it's in Gotham. The villain and stuff is going to be very Arrow-esque. Or it's just going to be like Arrow is the whole reason that we're going to Gotham. Now, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if that Oliver knows Batwoman, or at least knows of Batwoman, and they know of each other. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if that's the case. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Like, I'm interested to see who they get as Batwoman and how it all is set up. And if it is very Arrow-esque, are Supergirl and Flash too OP for it? Like, does it come down to that? If it is very Arrow-esque, like the tone and even the villain and the story, Supergirl and Flash, they're a bit too overpowered for it. That's my concern. It would be, like, one thing I would really like to see them do is, a lot of people were complaining that maybe in the other crossovers there was too many people. Like, it was cool to see them on screen, but it felt like there was too many people. I would love it if they just ballsed it out and did a crossover where it's just Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, them 3. And then maybe for one or two of the episodes, you get the Legends helping. Like, I think that's what it should be. That'd be pretty awesome. You just make it because like the crossovers are cool, but like I don't know how they can include everyone and have it in Gotham. I don't know how you can do that. You know what I mean? Especially if it's meant to somewhat be formed around Arrow. You know, am I the only one that thinks that? It just seems like it's going to be too weird if it's just so many of those heroes and stuff fighting in Gotham, and then they got to introduce Batwoman and stuff as well. Yeah. Akita wrote in the chat, I love Crisis on Earth X better than the first crossover. Yeah, I like Crisis on Earth X as well. Had a lot of more memorable moments. And I just thought like the scope of it was bigger, like going to Earth X and all of that. But yeah. Doug with the $2 in the chat, Pagey being a dude bro today. Unfortunately, no, today I might have to, maybe later, but I'm not, at the moment, no, I'd have to say no. Viviana with the $2, hey Pagey, hello Viviana, everyone drop a hello Viviana in the chat if you want to. Hopefully having a good day, Viviana. Luke McDonald with the £2. Luke McDonald, sorry, I thought I was tripping out and couldn't read for a second. With the £2, the last episode of The Flash felt a bit rushed. Yeah, I was talking to some people and I liked the episode. For the most part, I liked the episode, but I wouldn't say it necessarily felt too much like a finale. Like it felt like that in between of like in between a mid-season finale and a finale. It didn't feel like a finale. So, but I think that's because, like we've talked about this, they deleted scenes from the episode, which would have maybe given that finale hint off. But yeah, well, it wasn't the most finale of The Flash. There's a lot of finales we've said. The Flash finale should have been a 2-hour special. Yeah, maybe. I can think about it maybe like... they said they cut the villain tease because of time, but I can think of like maybe 2 minutes of that episode where they could have cut. Like, they could have cut like 30 seconds of that episode just from that, you know, that scene where Barry's got Ralph as like a cape and he's running out of the Speedforce to get into that Nexus to get out of it. Not in the Speedforce, sorry, running through DeVoe's mindscape to get to the Nexus so they can get out. That went on for so long. It was like, is this going to end soon? And the CGI wasn't that great. So usually when CGI isn't that great, they usually just get the scene over and done with. But they focus on that scene for ages. And I was like, you know what? Like, if they really cut the scene, like, they could have cut 30 seconds out just from that one scene. And then from some other scenes, like, I think there was a scene... I don't know if it was Iris. It was someone with Marlize. There was a conversation with Marlize, and it was pointless. It was something that we already knew, and it was like they're hammering home just to remind people. But it's like, look, they mentioned this last episode, and they spent like about probably roughly another 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds on that scene. So there's almost a minute just that they could have cut out from the episode and put their villain tease in. So yeah. Eduardo dropping the "let your nuts hang" into the chat. Let your nuts hang is a good phrase to use in modern day. I won't explain it. I think unless someone else wants to explain in the chat, I won't bother doing that now. That scene was too stretched out. Is that Dion dropping a little Ralph Dibny elongated man little pun there? Now I do have a stream chat donation through Streamlabs. Let me get to that in a second. Andreas with the $2 through Super Chat. Oh, not Super Chat, sorry, Streamlabs. Do you think that Harry will somehow get his intelligence back? I think he's gone for now. I don't think he will. He might get better at like a really slow pace. But yeah, I think that Harry we had at the end of the season where he left, that's probably going to be the Harry from now on. We're getting a new Wells next season. That's what they said. So I wouldn't expect that Harry to come back. I can't remember who it was. Who asked that in the chat just then? Someone asked how to super chat. You can super chat by clicking the little dollar emblem. It's like a little Minecraft dollar emblem or like Lego dollar emblem. You can click send a super chat and just drag up whatever amount you want. Why is that all blue and selected anyway? And you just type in a message and that's how you super chat. I'll put this screen back up. There we go. Did Fallout die when he went full rads when the green gas like thing exploded? I think we have to say yes. I guess you'd have to say yes. That's probably the best way to put it. We're probably just better saying that he died because what can they do with him next season, yeah? Do you know what day The Flash will return? We'll actually put it in my video from earlier today. If you haven't watched that, you can go watch it. But I told the return date. So The Flash is back on October 9th, which is Tuesday in America, but Wednesday for me. So October 9th, yeah. Do you think that Ronnie is dead for good? You'd have to say yes. I think if he was ever going to come back and be alive, he'd be back already. Okay, so we'll just go back to Streamlabs because Kirsty dropped a donation through Streamlabs and for some reason it is not refreshing. Come on. I don't know why Streamlabs is such an annoying site to go through. Kirsty dropped the $1.76 roughly donation through Streamlabs and she goes, "Happy birthday, Neil. After rewatching the Justice League film, I would be interested in your theories. How do they explain Clark's redirection without revealing he's Superman? Why did Barry travel back to speak to Bruce in Batman v Superman?" Well, the thing is, I think with a lot of the stuff they've done in the DCEU from in the past leading up to now, I think a lot of it might change because a lot of that was Zack Snyder's vision and a lot of Zack Snyder's writing and a lot of his planning. But now that he's not in there, they might change a lot of that. Especially probably from Justice League, a lot of the stuff that was done there, they might change just because of the reception. Because I know that Aquaman's not even gonna have a lot of references to Justice League. I think they said that they only reference Steppenwolf, I think, and that's, if you've watched Justice League, you know why they would reference Steppenwolf, and that's because he came into Atlantis and destroyed a certain part of it. So I think going forward, they're not going to really reference too much in the past, but I think with the Barry coming back was just based around like Superman, and trying to keep him as Superman, and not let him get to that point where he would be evil, or sort of like what we saw in Justice League. But like with Superman and Justice League, I think they rushed it a bit. Yeah. Naruto 0076, that video didn't mention Black Lightning's return date. I think it comes back the same day as Flash, if not the week after. But I think it's just because it's Black Lightning's on the same day as Flash. I'm just not sure if it comes back on the same day, if that makes sense. But yeah, with that, like that whole Superman thing, it's very, like, as Cody just wrote in the chat, like, it's very Injustice, the whole Superman stuff. But I'm interested to see where they go from here going forward, because I think there's going to be a lot of changes. I like the DCU for the most part, but it could be better. So if they're just going to improve the bits that I have issues with, then I'm fine with that. Ewan, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Ewan with the £2 super chat. Do you believe the Dawn and Nora twins theory? Well, I did a video on that yesterday, and to be honest, no, because it just seems like it's going to be. It just seems too confusing and unnecessary. That's the best word to put it. It's unnecessary. Like, if it made sense as to why they would, if it was necessary to put on the show, but it was still a risk of being confusing, then I'd play, you know what, let's go with it, you know? Why is I've got like a weird, what was that? The dude taking his sunglasses off. What the hell was that? Anyway, yeah, if it's just like, I was going to say, if it was necessary, but it was still going to be a bit confusing, I'd be like, go for it, take a risk. But it's unnecessary to do it. I don't think it's necessary. And there's also multiple things that point to that person in those other scenes throughout the season being the exact same person that came through the door at the end of the season. If they're going to do a twin, they'll probably make it a dude, just so it's comic accurate. And I think people want it to be like don't want the identical twins thing to be a thing. I think if they're going to do twins, just make it, you know, Dawn or Nora and some guy twin. Where am I? Sam with the $2. Please tell a discussing film about the Shiva, Lady Shiva casting possibility. Well, I just said it. I don't know if discussing films in the chat or not. I think I might have seen him earlier on, but I'm not too sure if he's still here. But if you're here discussing film, then there's the message from Sam. Let me go to donations, because I think someone else put stuff through Streamlabs. Yes, we have two. Gaming Lifestyle with a $1. Thank you very much for that. Do you think Accelerated Man will make an appearance more than once next season? And when do you think all Gotham seasons up to now will be on Netflix? Well, I don't know. In Australia, I think Gotham only season 1 was on there, but it might be season 2's up there now. They take a while to get up there. I'm not too sure why. But in regards to Accelerated Man, I wouldn't bank on it, because I thought that episode that we got this season where they went to Earth 19, that Gypsy Goodbye episode, I thought would get him. Like, there was behind scene photos of him with the director and stuff, and I thought, okay, we're going to get some decent scene with him, and then we got nothing. So, honestly, I think we might be done with Earth 19 going forward. But I don't know, we could get him. I just think that, like, he's been there so many times not so many times, but he's been there a couple of times where they could have used him and they just haven't used him. So, like, are we ever going to get him properly? Or is it just going to be like a constant Easter egg that's there? So I wouldn't bank on a Gaming Lifestyle, but you can keep your hopes up. That's probably the best thing to do. And then Andreas with the $2, maybe they will revive Earth 1 Harry, not Eobard or HR. Maybe they will revive Earth 1 Harry, not Eobard or HR for Season 5. What Harry do you think we'll be getting? Well, I think they said it's a new Harry, and it's Tom Kavanagh, who plays Harry, talked to, I think, Todd Helbing, the producer, and they were talking about it. So it seems like it's going to be a completely new one. And I'm hoping he's different, but still useful. Because I think with HR was funny, he was there, he was funny. But I think the ultimate thing that he was there to serve was to be that scapegoat for Iris to die, you know? Scapegoat to prevent Iris's death, you know what I mean? He was always building up to that. And I think that was his ultimate purpose for the season. So hopefully they bring in a Harry that's, you know, different but useful, and not just going to play like an HR sort of role. But yeah. Doug Snyder with the $5. What happened to Weeper? DeVoe never took over his body, did he? I think we're just left to assume, as people try to correct me, assume that DeVoe took the Weeper's powers. I think it's just the thing that we're meant to assume. with that, because we never see Devoe cry the tears as well, but he's always just pulling them out of nowhere. So unless he's got the Weeper just like tied up downstairs somewhere in like chains and not feeding him anything and just enough to get tears from him, but then wouldn't Marlies know about that? So I think he must have absorbed the Weeper's powers. I think that's just the thing to assume about that character. When do you think we'll get a Speedster villain again? Probably next season. Probably next, not season 5, but season 6. But then again, we could get season 5, and that Cicada casting just could be for the first half, and then the back half is a Speedster villain. But yeah, I would expect season 6 I'll go back to, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do Reverse Flash again. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Ooh. How fast will Nora Allen be? She could be faster than Barry. But I don't know. It's hard to tell. We might need a race to do it. You missed my donation, bro. No, gaming lifestyle. I did mention it. The one about Accelerator Man. I'll quickly explain it again. Just because you missed it. I went over it. I wouldn't say I went over it quickly, but I wouldn't say I spent too much time on it. In regards to Gotham, I have no idea when they're going up on Netflix, because at least going off Australian Netflix, we had season 1, I think, while season 4 was playing. I think they only just put season 2 there. I don't know if season 3 is there anymore, or there yet, might I say, but yeah, I have no idea about Gotham. They seem to be putting that up very slowly. And in regards to Accelerator Man, I wouldn't actually be expecting him to appear properly, at least. You know, if we're going to get appearances to what we had, in season 3 and then season 4, those like quick ones. Obviously this season it wasn't really an appearance. Like last season he actually had some screen time. This season just seemed like he ran off and you just saw the purple lightning and that was about it. So yeah, I wouldn't be banking on getting any appearances from him next season, or at least longer appearances at least. Will you do the top 10 videos over the break? If required, and if because the thing is I did a few last season. Like if anything, I'd just be doing updated ones of the ones I already did. But I might do like 1 or 2, but when you see them pop up, you'll see them pop up. And I think even with those top 10s, I even got some help from everyone. Back then it was in videos in the comment sections, but I think this time it'll be through the community tab, because because it's there now, and I think it's just easy to get what was your what do you call it? What would your top 10 villains or top 10 moments or something like that be? So I might just do that. Christina with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Christina. What is your favorite season of American Horror Story? Probably 2 or 1. One of the first 2 seasons. They're both very good, first 2 seasons. Just trying to think. Which one do I prefer? Probably season 2, because I like the whole setting. It was in the 50s or something. I like that whole setting. So I'd probably say season 2, just Pips season 1. But I do like Coven that Makita just put in the chat. I am a big fan of Coven, or Coven, however people pronounce it. So guys, we're going to stream for another probably around 10, maybe 15 minutes, just giving you the heads up. How many questions can we ask in Super Chat? As many as because when I think if you drop $2, you can only write a certain amount of words, but if you drop the max, you could probably write a goddamn short story in the donation. So I think the amount you donate lets you write more. I think that's the best way to word it. I think I'm not too sure, because when I've done it and I've donated to other streams and stuff, I've noticed if you only do $2, you can only write 20 words or something. But if you do $5, you can write more. $10, you can write more, etc., etc. Yeah, this stream went fast. The streams always go fast when you're just bouncing back and you're just constantly writing. What do you do it? Just answering questions and stuff. Thomas Castillo with the Mexican. Is it Mexican? Is that what MX stands for? Is that the peso? I'm not too sure. What that currency is. Everyone wants to let me. What's that currency that Thomas just wrote in there? MX. I'm not too sure. I'll just wait until someone lets me know, because I don't want to. I don't know what that currency is. I'm confused at this moment in time. Oh, if anyone knows, let me know. Oh, sorry for yawning. It's Mexican? So is that like the peso? Is it the Mexican peso? Okay, so 50 Mexican pesos. Thank you very much for that, Thomas. I wasn't too sure. I was like, the dollar sign threw me off. I wasn't too sure if they would do that with the whole peso or not. The end of season 3 gave me the vibe, that something like Flashpoint was happening again. What do you think? Yeah, I think that Nora's done, it's basically it's people were calling it Flashpoint 2.0. I don't necessarily think it's as bad as Flashpoint, but I think it's like Flashpoint 1.5. You know, it's like halfway in between like what you would consider like fairly Flashpoint-esque. So Flashpoint affected everyone, while I think what she's doing it's mainly around her. But we'll have to wait and see what happens going forward, because with when Barry calls Flashpoint, it was like one moment that he stopped happening, and then he went forward back and just saw the massive ramifications. And then when he went back to fix it, he was basically there for like, you know, not that long, and then went back. You know what I mean? But with Nora's Flashpoint, she's coming back she's going to stay in that that time period to try and fix it. So it's a bit different than Flashpoint in that sense, but it's similar with the whole messing of the timeline. And also, we don't know why she messed the timeline. Was she trying to make something happen in the future? Was she trying to prevent Barry's death, maybe, with all those interactions in the past? We'll have to wait and see, obviously. And the producer did say that we're going to get like specific explanations as to why she went back to those specific 4 moments. So the wedding, Ralph and Cisco and Jitters, Caitlin and Harry and Jitters, and then Cecile's baby shower. We're going to get reasons as to why she went back to those 4 specific moments, which I'm looking forward to. But thank you very much for that, Thomas. Very much appreciated. Neil with the £2. Nice yawn, Pagey. Yes, I do the most weird vocal sounds or noises. Just because you said yawn, I want to yawn now. Excuse me if you're like, Pagey, why are you yawning? It's only 10 past 8 in the morning, so I'm still waking up. What would you think of Sunny Wells for season 5? It'd be interesting. Once again, I don't know how useful it'd be. I think they'll get more of like a smarter Wells, but different at the same time. Because Wells has to be similar to what we've had in the past, but also be different to, like, say he's a different Wells. Like, I thought Harry's very similar to the Eobard Wells, but different, but sort of different. But they're probably the most similar Wells that we've had in regards to our main Wells. So hopefully we get someone that's very individual next season, but also can serve a purpose like we've had from the other Wellses or Wells-I in the past. What do superheroes put in their drink? Just ice. Get it, Justice? Dion, you're dropping the jokes today. I think you should take over the stream, to be completely honest. I think would have like 30,000 viewers if you were running the stream, I think, Dion. In my track meet today, it got rained out, so when we were trying to get back to the bus, my friends and I were running and yelling, "We are the Flash." Well, when you have the opportunity to say it, you can do it. Was anyone there named Barry? Because you could definitely drop the "Run, Barry, run." Bit of a meme. You might get some weird looks, but I think it's a time that it would work. Do you think Godspeed is going to return? Well, he was never on the show to begin with, unless you're talking about the comics. I'm not caught up with the Flash comics at the moment because I'm trying to catch up on stuff that I had not even read any of, or at least read one thing. Like Flash, I'm up to like volume 5, I think. I think that's what I've read. So I haven't started Flash or anything, Flash War, because I wait for like the where are they? This stuff, like the trade paperbacks to come out. And that's what I read, because I don't like reading the what do you call it? Single issues. So I'll have to wait to catch up on Flash and stuff like that as well. But yeah, but Godspeed was never on the show, but in the comics he's come back, I know that. What is Nora's superhero name? I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. She might not have one. She might just be known as the Flash, because you know how in Jesse Quick, she's known as the Flash on her Earth. So she might just be known as the Flash from the future. Never read a comic book. Where to start? Well, if you're interested in DC stuff, I would just read DC Rebirth. So read like the Do I have it here? Or is it in my? Is it downstairs? It's a hardcover, so I think it's downstairs. Anything that's a hardcover of mine, I keep downstairs. So it looks better. But like up here, I have all the like the flimsy like trade paperbacks. You can read this thing called DC Universe Rebirth. DC Universe Rebirth, and just sums up everything, which is actually very Flash orientated. And then just basically pick up, if you want to read Flash, just pick up Flash, the DC Rebirth, the Flash Volume 1, then Volume 2, then Volume 3, and just read from that. But yeah. And then same with all the other characters like Batman and blah 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 and all of them. So we're going to stream for like another 5 minutes, guys. Just giving you the old heads up, just to let you guys know. Will they use and fix Gideon in season 5 of the Flash? Maybe, if it's necessary. Honestly, I don't really care too much for Gideon. Like, I was surprised Gideon was actually involved with the whole Enlightenment thing, like getting that thing started. I was actually sort of surprised by that, just because I wasn't expecting her to get involved. What fairy tales would you like to see the most in season 4 of Legends? Like the weird ones, like Three Little Pigs would be hilarious, because you'd have a big bad wolf and just 3 little pigs running around. Hilarious, it'd be funny as. But anything like, I wouldn't mind like a Little Red Riding Hood, but like, because I think you can make that grim as hell. They can make it that like the wolf ate the grandma and stuff like that. Like, you can make it grim as hell. All these, like, the fairy tales are meant to be like sort of scary, and like Disneyfied them and made them like friendly. And like back then, those old fairy tales were like, they were sort of like a bit messed up. They weren't necessarily that child friendly, for nowadays at least. So you can make them really grim. Like Jack and the Beanstalk, I think, is a perfect one for Legends. But the thing is, I think what they should do with Legends is, with these fairy tales, associate them with the story. So if the Legends needed to get an item, they can make that item is the thing that the giant has in Jack and the Beanstalk. So they have to go up this beanstalk to go get this item, or whatever it is. Different things like that. I think it'd be really cool. But I don't know if the synopsis could be a bit untruthful with some things it's saying. But we'll have to wait and see what they do there. Thoughts on Penguin being the villain of the Batman movie? I saw that earlier, like literally maybe 10 minutes before I started the stream. I thought it was interesting. I was like, okay. It's a bit interesting to see what their take is. I wouldn't mind it like a villain that they haven't done in the movies before, because we saw Penguin in Batman Returns. But if he's what they wanted to do in the movie and it fits their story, then go for it. I'm all for it. I just want a good movie. Sorry guys, I'm just clicking open something. Okay, there we go. Thoughts on Jamie Foxx being Spawn? Interesting. Interesting is all I can say. Yeah, be interesting to see. Like, because Jamie Foxx, think, okay, he'd want to do a comic book role and stuff, but like, I know like Electro, he did, was the last one. Maybe he thought, it wasn't the best experience, but I thought he might have gone. You think like Marvel or DC would pick him up, but who knows? Interesting that he picked Spawn. They must have given him a good pitch as to what they're going to do. Sorry, I'm just scrolling up the chat. I'm just looking for some stuff to answer. Was Accelerator Man in season 4 like he was literally there for like 2 seconds and then you see his purple lightning run away? It was like a very poor cameo. Am I going to Comic-Con? No, I'm not. I'll be back in Australia watching it at like 3 a.m. in the morning or something whenever the stuff comes on. Can we see Cal? He's downstairs. I'll bring him up next stream. I won't bother going in now because he'll He's annoying to get up here, but next stream I'll do it. Should save streams to be able to replay. Yeah, but the thing is, because I'm uploading on like a daily, if not like every 2 days schedule, it just clogs up the channel, especially if I've already uploaded. So I'd have to pick up my stream times at a better time. Like some streams I would keep up, and like as we go forward and I organize everything much better, much better. Then that might happen. But for now, these are just like if you're here, you watch it and stuff like that, all the good stuff. That's about it. What is your stream schedule now during the summer? Well, as I said, like the next month, if I include like the gaming streams and stuff like that, it could be different. But like that's something I'm not too sure on. It's something I have to work on. But yeah, when is Comic-Con? Comic-Con is like at the end of sorry, I just got a message. Comic-Con's like end of July, like in that last like 10 days of July, roughly. I think it might be right at the end of July actually this time around. It's usually either like on that weekend of like a 21st, 22nd, 23rd or something, or it's like right at the end of it. I think this year it's right at the end of it, if I'm correct. I might be wrong, but I think I'm correct on that one. But let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. So yeah, it's basically almost 2 months away, I guess, if you're going by that. But I'd say, it's 19th to the 22nd. Awesome. So it's a month and a half. So not too long. So like what, 6 weeks, roughly? Maybe 7 if you want to stretch it out a bit. Thoughts on the Shield finale? It was very good, but I know what they were getting at, because when they said it's going to play as a series finale, even if we get renewed, and I was like, how's that going to play out? But I thought, okay, well, how they played it out makes sense, but it still leaves a door open for things to happen next season with certain characters. So I was like, I thought it was a good ending. What's the soonest we could see Bart Allen? Well, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we're not going to see Bart Allen at all, and they're basically making Nora like a mixture of certain characters, so like Dawn and Bart and stuff, and just mixing them together. It wouldn't surprise me if that's what they're doing, just to kill a couple of birds with one stone. How do you think they'll introduce Nora in next season's crossover? It wouldn't surprise me if she's not in the crossover at all. That's what I think. I think next season's crossover is not going to have as many people on it. I don't think they're going to have as many people on it. I just don't see how with this Gotham thing. I don't think they'll include Nora. I think a lot of Team Arrow probably won't be involved. They might be involved in like the beginning and ends, but in regards to like the middle meat of that crossover, it wouldn't surprise me if there's not as many people there as everyone would expect. The thing that's interesting with the crossover is whether they still have it on episode 8 of all the shows, because episode 8 of this season of The Flash is the 100th episode. It is that The Flash is the last episode of the crossover though, so that's an advantage they have there, so they could do something interesting there. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do there, because I saw people blowing up about it, like, oh, Flash deserves its own 100th episode, but it was like, well, people weren't complaining that heavy when Arrow didn't get its own 100th episode. Even though Arrow did a really good job of like taking that crossover for that year and mixing it in with their 100th episode. I think they did a good job in regards to that. But I don't know, like, with The Flash, with its 100th episode, what could they do? You know? Because if the crossover is not episode 8, it's not going to be episode 9, because that's the mid-season finales for the show. So it's going to have to be like episode 7 or episode 6. And that could be seen as a bit too early maybe for the crossover in the season, because things are still building up. Especially if we get Cicada and he's only a first half villain. You know? Like, there's not a lot of time to establish him. But I don't see how... We'll have to wait and see, obviously. They'll let us know probably at Comic-Con what episode the crossover's on. But I would guess it's still going to be on episode 8 like it is every year for all the shows. But guys, I'm going to end the stream there. We've been streaming for just over an hour. So thanks to everyone that tuned in. I don't know when I'm going to stream next. It might just be once a week in the off-season. Yeah, it just might be once a week because it's just easier, I guess. That obviously there's not as much to talk about. But yeah, so thanks for everyone that tuned in. Thank you for everyone that super chatted and supported the channel, whether it's through super chat or Streamlabs and stuff like that, and everyone that asked questions in the normal stream and just had a chat. Thanks to everyone. If you want to follow me on social media and stuff, all that stuff is in the description. And I'll catch you guys on the next stream, which will most likely be in a week's time, maybe a bit earlier, but it'll be once a week, most likely during this off season. And yeah, I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.